Well, good morning. Well, hello, good day, good evening, whenever you see this. For me, it's 7:24 in the morning on Thursday, the 22nd of January. I have on my very unsexy sweater this morning. I caught the compliment a while back when someone said that I looked good in that sweater, that black sweater that Rebecca sent me for Christmas 2 years ago. I like it. But it's laundry time. I didn't do it the other day. Well, folks, this is overall. This is just fun. The exchange is fun and invigorating, and it's got to the point where I do basically look forward to and plan on making a video most every day and saying hello, chatting a bit about music and the the world that we live in. So here I am. Cheers. I'm glad to see that folks are enjoying the exchange between myself and Richard Sinclair. I made a mistake being over enthusiastic about my connection with him. The other podcast that he did recently with another fellow, I forget the guy's name, that too is also in the Richard Sinclair Song Club. I'm still chuffed, just totally chuffed to be in touch with one of my childhood heroes. When I was a kid, he was a hero. I learned as a young adult that it was really stupid to have heroes. It was really stupid to put people on pedestals. It is. We're all the same. Some worse than others, but placing people above you is dangerous. That's what I think. That's what I found out. So the person that complimented me and then at the same time criticized me, it kind of pissed me off because I'm I'm at home in saying that what the way I was handling the interview is me at my best. I just pissed me off. What are you trying to say? Just because I cuss and give my opinion, you know, I'm not at my best? It's like, fuck that. And so that's why I say the things that I do to fortify myself, because it's like I live in to make him happy. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. You're at your best. What the fuck? I'm at my best right now because I'm alive and breathing. Okay? Frankly, I'm always measuring my words. I could I could be a whole lot more wham about things. A lot of time I really could. So I'm already smoothing off the rounding off the edges already. So that's why that was like, man, you don't know what you fucking talking about. You're at your best. I'm at my best right now, okay? I keep it fucking real, all right? So, actually, I just received more artwork to consider. I haven't even looked at it yet. Let me just see if I can just take a quick look. For the first time, and let me see if I can get this person's name right quick out of the from the email that he sent. A WeTransfer. VSM Theory sent me artwork. What did they say? Okay, so I'm taking a quick look. Okay, okay. I'm being honestly hypercritical because it's my record. And if some people say, "Well, this is not bad," okay, we'll be taking a better look here in a minute. maybe someone might say, your collages aren't all that. Well, the thing is, they're my collages. That's my eye, what I'm trying to see, and so that's the difference. Okay, so am I going to be more critical of other people's work? Yeah, I think that's just real. Okay, thank you, folks. Um, I'm still formulating what material to put to make a program for a 20-minute sided LP, two sides. It's going to happen though. I mean, that's the plan, is to make it happen this year. Okay, so to show some music, I'll start here. Italian Prog. It's been time to go. I'll go for periods where I'm not listening to very much jazz. I'll go through periods where I'm not listening to much prog. And what will actually be getting played a lot behind the scenes is me listening to my own music, which I like a lot. I'm so glad that it's not just masturbation. My music is good. And Sakamoto and Alan Holdsworth. Those are kind of like, those are some of the staples. And then I have this playlist on my computer that I'll play from. And I don't necessarily have the records. And that'll be music that gets played. But here, I found out about this Italian band through the band Opeth. Michael Ackerfeld talked about this album in an interview years ago, Il Paese dei Bellocchi. And it's one that, if he hadn't have said anything, I probably would not have paid attention, because this cover, which it looks like it's a quilt, just looks like a photograph of a quilt, probably would not have caught my attention just visually to start with. This is very, very good. I mean, there are some parts where it kind of loses steam, but overall, and this starts off like gangbusters. Il Paese dei Bellocchi. I like that word, those words. Very Stravinsky oriented, okay? And using a string section. I don't think it's a whole orchestra. And then the keyboard workouts. And then the mixture with hard rock rhythm section. Funky time signatures and all. It's really good. This is a real standout to me of Italian progressive rock. What is it, RPI? Rock Progressive Italiano? Is that what RPI means? Man, I love coffee in the morning. I do. Interesting band here. Jade Warrior. Originally they were called July. I have that album too. Last Autumn's Dream. This is the first album that I can remember hearing from Jade Warrior, and heard it on the radio when I first heard it. And it was like, boy, this is really different. What is this? Really notice it. Still remember it. Hearing it on the radio, it's like, that is not typical. What is this? Last Autumn's Dream. Interesting mix. I think they were ahead of the game. A very interesting mix, and also at times almost upsetting. I don't know if it's the album Waves or Kites. I have those records, but they a few times on the records will go into very soft, quiet, ambient passages, and then come out of it with a very shocking, loud passage of music. Crazy. Listen to this, and this is good. I have his other solo album, Duncan McKay. He was also in Cockney Rebel. He's played with other people. I have one Cockney Rebel album still because it has a song called It Wasn't Me on it that still gets me. It's like it's just a simple song. That's the beautiful thing about music and art is that it's very individual. Just because something's good doesn't mean it's going to affect you. Just like something that can be kind of mediocre, just kind of simple or just plain, can just really have an effect. It's all very individual. But anyway, Chimera by Duncan McKay. I love the colors of this cover. It looks like it's something melting or something. I don't know what I'm seeing, to be honest. Someone else can tell me. But still, to this day, I'm not sure. It look like, I don't know what it looks like, balloons or something, or it's an odd image, but I like it. I like it. And I like this album. This is very proggy and very tasty. He's a good keyboard player. And this is another one of those, if you can find an original on Vertigo, you can be paying a lot of money. So I have some records down here that I pulled, but I haven't played yet. So I'm going to show them. Okay. Okay, let's just keep going. Morse Code from Canada. La Marche des Hommes. Good band. Out for play. Psychedelic. Real good. Morgan. It's not an original, but I've had it a long time, so I don't know when it was reissued. Morgan. On the same label, ABC Prog, that released Soft Machine in America. ABC Prog. This is a good album. I can't remember right off the top of my head if it's because of the lyrics, but this album, when I listen to it, sometimes calls to mind the time of the Vietnam War. Must be something in the lyrics. This is very good. This is out because I've completely forgotten what this album sounds like. Dan Morehouse, Patterns of Growth, Curves of Life. This music is using the natural patterns of the Fibonacci series to composing it. So I need to play this again. I remember this as being good though. These were kind of they were all next to each other, right? So I just grabbed them because it's like shit. All these are records that need to be played again. Morgan Delt, Modern Psych. My good friend David Nance, who I'm on one of David's albums. David has records on this label. Trouble in Mind Records. This is real good. This is real good. Real juicy. Real good. Morgan Delt. And then I have both of them, but I pulled this one, Nova Solis, by Morgan. Is it Morgan Fisher? Keyboardist. Was he not in Mott the Hoople for a while? Or was it Procol Harum? I get them mixed up. He also had a really cool track on the Miniatures album, which I don't have anymore. Morgan Fisher. And then the singer of this band, Tim Staffel. I don't have it anymore, but I used to have that album, Smile. The band that became Queen. I used to have a CD of that. This is cool. The vocals are a bit much. He sings to me in a over dramatic way, but I guess it's probably really the way he sang. But it was like that voice isn't going to be going anywhere. It didn't. It was too much. But the music is great. Nova Solis. It's real good. I have multiple copies of this album, maybe four. Four different pressings. One is Italian. Because this is an absolute monster classic of an album. Photos of Ghosts. I'm not going to open this because this one has a little damage on the back. Premiata Forneria Marconi. Photos of Ghosts. Again, I remember when there was a, thanks to Keith Emerson, because that's his label, Manticore, they put a push on the album. They spent money on promotion, so I heard about the album. It got hyped and lived up to the hype. Photos of Ghosts when this came out. Again, my original copy of it, U.S. copy at Youth, it's destroyed. I kept it for a long time. I'm looking to see, did I still keep it? I think I went ahead and finally, because it got destroyed from partying. I think the bong got spilled on it. Some kind of crazy shit. This is fantastic if you've never heard this. Now, am I hearing the, if I'm here, so the deal garbage pickup, I thought it wasn't today because of the garbage trucks. And it's, we had a holiday Monday, Martin Luther King Day, so that's supposed to delay garbage, but I thought I heard the truck, and my recyclable bin is needs to be emptied. And excuse me, recyclables is every other week. I thought it was last week, but it wasn't. So anyway, I rushed out to make sure. And if it isn't today, we'll get it tomorrow. Cheers. I lead a simple life, and I am very thankful. And for the most part, very happy. Do I have pains and aches and ills? Yes, I do. I take care of them as best I can, and what I can't, I just live with. Don't we all? Let me finish with this short stack of music, because I pulled some records I haven't played in a long time. So let me show them to you. Etron Foulé Leblanc, Les Poumons Gonflés. Hope I'm saying it right. Band led by Guigou Chenevier. And this is a very unique sound. 3-piece, horn, bass, and drums. No guitar. Very unique sound. I have several of their albums. I might have all of their albums. I'm not sure. And this one, they sing, I don't know what they're singing about. Again, I sure like the way this music moves. So I'm looking at it to see, yeah, there's some involvement here. Fred Frith is on here. I knew there were some other folks on here. This is really good. Etron Foulé Leblanc. Mad shit, something like that is what it means. Here's one I hadn't played forever because it starts off really mediocre, and then on side 2 it's like, oh, there's the gem. Sonic Youth, when they put out their Sonic Youth Records series, the Perspectives Musicale series, this is the first one in the series, Anagramma. And I don't have all of them. I've got a couple of them, maybe 3 of them. I think I have 3 in this series here. And like I say, this starts off, it's Sonic Youth because of those guitar sounds. And I do credit them for helping to expand the use of noise in rock being accepted in the mainstream. But they've also made some records that are just kind of so-so. So this starts off kind of just, yeah. But side 2 picks up. Side 2 is more like, kind of like Can. Seen Sound Like You 3 times. One time I got to hang out with Steve Shelley and talk for a bit. I got a selfie too. So we got to talk music for a while, which is what I like to do. You know, I don't just like to fanboy people, you know, I like to connect with other musicians. I really do. Something I'm probably going to do here pretty soon is invest in a better. I always buy a low-end camera, computer camera, but the way that this is constantly shifting in and out of color, I've been living with it for years, and I hate it. So it's time to upgrade. Here's one where I almost didn't play it because I wasn't sure if I would be in the mood. I'm glad I played it so I could get some clarity on this record, because I always forget. I think I put it in my SPK section, but it's actually a compilation. Vutmas Archetype, with SPK, Lustmord, Gerrit Tickets Liga, Hunting Lodge, and Laibach. Now the standout tracks on here are the SPK. The SPK in particular in here are haunting. Really good. To my ears, none of the other tracks quite measure up to it. Not quite. Lustmord is pretty good. Laibach, I can do without. I've had Laibach. I probably still have one Laibach record, but what they do lands so close to sounding like something dictatorial and Nazi-like, even though I understand that there's nothing to that, it still kind of bugs me, so I don't play them too much. I was looking at something online. Somebody else was it was a video showing this album. And so I said, let me play this. Rainbow Folly, Sally's Fourth. It's a Guerson reissue. Yeah, this is one where it flopped totally when it came out, but now to find one will cost you $1,000. There's a playful aspect to this. The people that made this record sound to me like they're not very skilled. It does sound like there's a bit of farting around on this album. Labor exchange, you know, kind of silly, you know, young and silly, but fun. Like the cover, like the album cover. It fits, you know, it's kind of cartoonish and fun in that sense. It's fun and it's good. It's good in that sense. Now, on the other hand, not on the other hand, but here, Flying Lotus, in a way, kind of perturbs me. Flying Lotus is on Warp. It's Alice Coltrane's nephew. He is good, but there's an aspect of how he records which has its roots in hip-hop, where they overload the bass frequency, to me, unnecessarily. And it actually sounds distorted. Too much bass. To the point, I love these graphics. Yeah, this is the kind of cover. And people are sending me things more towards this. The last couple of artists that sent me stuff was moving in this direction. Fantastical. Eye candy. I don't think I have most of Flying Lotus's albums. Until the Quiet Comes is my favorite. This one, to me, doesn't quite live up to this fantastic cover. Actually, found myself thinking as I listened to this, my shit's better than this. Because he's an idiosyncratic brother, you know? His stuff is kind of different. But I found myself thinking, wait a minute, Warp Records should be putting my shit out. Cheers, I'm almost done here. It'll take a while because I gotta splice these two videos together. It'll be a while before it gets on air. Secondhand, I have their first album too. Death May Be Your Santa Claus. Another just wacky, wild stuff. There's a short film online that they made to promote this, which is just weird and rather uncomfortable to watch. They look like a bunch of young people smoking too much pot and doing silly things. But this album is a fun ride. It's psychedelic and crazy, like the cover. Death May Be Your Santa Claus. And I started my music playing yesterday by pulling this because this is totally overlooked. And I think it's one of the best albums on the Saddle Creek label, and I'm on it. Sun Ambulance, Someone Else's Deja Vu. I had known Joe Knapp. We're still friends. I had known Joe and his brother for a while before I joined the band. And when they asked me not to join the band, but they asked if I could tour, there's been a lot of people in and out of the band Sun Ambulance. The main person is Joe Knapp. And then Jeff Custer was his sidekick. And they were finishing this album at the time. He said, we're about to go on tour and we need a bass player for the tour. Will you tour? I said, well, I will if you put me on the album. And so they let me play on one track, but it was still a bit of an ego mindfuck bullshit thing, which Joe apologized for afterwards. They put me on a track, but you can barely hear me. But you can hear the bass just fine on all the other tracks. It was a situation where I toured the U.S. with Sun Ambulance two times. Went to South by Southwest with them on another trek, and then toured Europe with them. Joe had a nervous breakdown in Europe to the point where I had to literally, he would freak out and run off the stage. And historically, the word was that other band people would just go. I remember in Braunschweig, in Germany, I remember this time, because we were in our tour manager's hometown. And I thought to myself, Joe is going to pull this stuff on Ollie in his hometown, embarrass us, all of us, run off stage. So when Joe did it, I went, what you could say is I went black on his ass. I got real. I got on the mic because we were still playing. I said, oh, hell no. Get your ass back on this stage. People paid their money. No one had ever done that before. And Joe's doing this stuff on the side of the stage. Get your ass back up here. And he did. And we finished the show. No one had ever done that before. So at the end of the tour, when we get back home and stuff, and we get together to kind of just talk, I remember Joe saying to me, so do you hate me now? I says, come on, Joe. Come on, man. That's what I got to show you. I got to splice these together, and it'll take a long time for it to upload, but happy Thursday. Love you, people. Talk to me.